couple quick questions for you about the childcare program. Something your government has talked a lot about as being successful and doing a lot for women in the workforce in particular. But several provinces and a lot of daycare centers are now saying there's just not enough money, and some daycares themselves are threatening to withdraw from the program for a lack of funding. So how is this program working if there's just not enough money?
Sure. Well, thank you very much for the question. And first of all, I think it's important to acknowledge that childcare is a necessity. It's not a luxury for Canadian families. And as you've rightly pointed out, it's enabled more women to get back into the workforce. I'm quite proud of the work that we've done to date in investing over $30 billion into building this national system. Undoubtedly, as we undertake such a transformative effort, there's challenges along the way. We've been working with the provinces and territories to ensure that we build this system together and we build the spaces that Canadian families need. We have heard of some struggles in some provinces, and to that I would say that the provinces are responsible for administering the programs and the childcare itself within their province. Of course, we are helping to fund that. We are supporting them in those efforts, but our expectations are that they undergo the work with the operators on the ground to ensure that it is successful. All provinces and territories have signed on, have made commitments to ensure that we get to $10 a day by 2026, as well as space creation, 250,000 new spaces across the country, and we'll continue to work with them to ensure we get there.
There if you don't put more money on the table?
I believe we will get there, absolutely, and I believe it's incumbent upon the provinces to make sure that we work together to get there. We have great relationships with provinces and territories and many operators throughout the country, and we're doing that hard work together. This is really a transformative step that we've taken as a government. It won't happen overnight. We're a few years in. We have a few years to go to meet those targets, and I'm confident we will.
Some of the pushback, though, is that the federal government has underestimated the real cost of childcare, that the dollars given just don't account for the increase from when the deals were first signed. So is this an area where you need to be giving more to the provinces in order to make this work and ensure that the program survives?
I would push back on that, actually. I would suggest that a $30 billion investment in creating this transformative system is really transformative, frankly. And the provinces and territories, entered into these agreements eyes wide open, knowing what the expectations were, knowing, how many spaces we expected to be created and what dollars were on the table for them to work with. And I fully expect we'll continue working with them to ensure that this is successful.
Montreal has a specific part of its agreement that allows it to come back with evidence and say, look, you did underfund. We do need more money for this to work. I believe that happens next year. Is Ottawa at any point willing to put more money on the table?
All provinces and territories do have a responsibility to report to us on an annual basis with their annual report. As well, we do have action plans with each province and territory. We're undergoing those negotiations right now with most PTs. Ontario will not be at the table until next year for the negotiation of their action plan because they were last to sign. But all that to say, I feel confident that we've made significant investments in families, in providing this care, working with the PTs. I believe the PTs, are responsible for administering these programs within their jurisdiction and adhering to the commitments that they've made.
Are you saying there's mismanagement at the provincial and territorial level? Like, is it their fault that they're not figuring out how to spend this money?
I'm in no means suggesting there is mismanagement, but I would suggest that there are PTs who have been very successful in rolling this out, who are really advancing towards their targets, whether that's $10 a day or whether that's creating more spaces. So definitely there's PTs who are having challenges. I fully respect this is not easy. As I said, we are building a transformative system, and it doesn't happen overnight. I have full confidence the provinces who have not been able to or who are experiencing challenges will continue the hard work with us, with stakeholders and operators and families across the country to get to success.
Do you expect That means provinces have to put more money? Are you expecting them to put more money towards it?
Those are ongoing dialogues, of course, and those are decisions that will be made by the provinces and territories in their own right. We have made a commitment, as I've said, of $30 billion. That is what we have put on the table in this 5-year agreement. I believe we've certainly been working in good faith with all provinces and territories to ensure it's successful, and the provinces and territories will make their decisions as far as what that looks like and how they negotiate with operators on the ground.
Some of the losses that we're talking about, $13,000 per child per year. There's a real risk of operators closing. Isn't there potential for more harm than good if all of a sudden we're talking about less daycare spaces?
Well, I have to tell you, I have the honor of being able to talk to families across this country, and the impact of these fee reductions on families is really incredible. We're talking about saving thousands of dollars a year on their family budgets, and as I'm sure you can all appreciate, that translates into so many things for families, whether it's more food, shoes as their kids grow, etc. So it's been really transformational. I think the hard work that we continue to do and that the provinces continue to do is look at how we continue to grow this system. Of course, as fees were reduced, demand increased, and that increase in demand is felt throughout the country in various ways. So as we continue this hard work, I think that we'll continue with the provinces and territories and through the work of renegotiating action plans to ensure that space creation targets are met, to ensure that operators are able to continue to provide the high quality care that they're providing for families that undoubtedly families need to be able to go about their daily lives and to go to work each and every day. Amazing. Thank you very much.